This is Sweden, the 18th track on C418's 2011 album, Minecraft Volume Alpha. This song, a simple, slow piano melody, is not only calming, but it's the centerpiece of one of, if not the most iconic soundtrack in all of gaming. A soundtrack belonging to the best-selling game of all time, Tetris. The Minecraft soundtrack is the brainchild of a musical genius named Daniel Rosenfeld, better known as C418. Now I know Daniel isn't the sole contributor to the soundtrack. There have been others, notably Lena Raine, who created the newest music disc, Pigstep, for the Nether update. However, when people think Minecraft music, C418 will always jump to mind. C418 has released 2 albums to contribute to the Minecraft soundtrack. Minecraft Volume Alpha, released on the 4th of March 2011, and Minecraft Volume Beta, released on the 9th of November 2013. Now Rosenfeld did also contribute 3 singles to the game's aquatic update. However, I'm going to focus on the music from the albums here. Now I'm not going to dive too much into the technical side of music, because A, we would be here all day, and B, I don't know much about music theory, and having me try to explain the difference between a chord and a melody, let alone an arpeggio, would be painful to watch. Rather, we'll focus on the tone and mood of the music, along with how it fits to and contributes to the mood of the game. So with all that cleared up, let's get started. To understand this game's music, we must first understand the mood of the game itself. When you first load into a Minecraft world, you hear nothing. No narrator, no character giving us opening dialogue, just simply the sounds and the nature around you and your footsteps on the dirt. The world around you is vast and stretches out in all directions, with hills, rivers, and plains. As the initial confusion of what to do subsides, we hear the music slowly fade in as you get to work. As someone who's played this game since the summer of 2012, my god, that was almost 10 years ago, I fondly remember my first times hearing the songs Key, Subwoofer Lullaby, and Dry Hands reverberating through the speakers of my friend's old Toshiba TV, to which his Xbox 360 was linked up to. And hearing that music for the first time is a sound matched by very few things. Minecraft Volume Alpha is the epitome of a serene, calming soundtrack, probably best comparable to the soundtracks of games like Mario Galaxy, Animal Crossing, and even to an extent Skyrim, and is reflective of the world you are exploring. Something like Clark is a prime example of this. The sense of peace it creates is just incredible. Now that's not to say all songs in this album are like this, with the likes of both Moog City and Hagstorm being more energetic tracks. Moog City especially is both powerful and beautiful in nature. The sheer contrast the soundtrack creates, with the rapid shift in tempos between high energy songs and slower tracks, almost giving the impression that the soundtrack is reacting to the world around you. Volume Alpha may not be a technical or progressive masterpiece. In fact, it's actually pretty simple in nature. However, this isn't a bad thing. In fact, it's one of the main reasons the songs resonate in our minds for so long after we've stopped playing. Now, some tracks on this album aren't actually featured in the game. Tracks like Death, which is more of an audio log than a song, were used in trailers and other things of the sort, but aren't featured as music in the game. Speaking of tracks that aren't featured in the background of the game, we have Cat and 13. These 2 are the first of the music discs. Cat is a classic, bubbly song, the remix of which 10-year-old me used to bop to back in the day. However, 13 is a bit more sinister. It's definitely the darkest of all the tracks on the album. Its signature bell-like screech at the start, instilling fear into the hearts of many players, and causes me to piss myself listening to it to this day. Its harrowing sound highlights the game's scarier side, and has become synonymous with the game's most famous urban legend, Herobrine. Later in 2011, 10 more of these music discs were released, with the most interesting of these being 11, basically a sister disc to 13. These 2 discs are one of the most discussed and theorized mysteries of Minecraft, with the 2 telling the story of a man, possibly another player, running from an unknown entity, believed to be a creeper, Enderman, or once again, Herobrine. The rest of the discs are much more upbeat however. Wait, which is a remix of the track Minecraft, Ward, a disc which starts with a funeral-like organ, however soon fades into a groovy electronic beat, and Stal, which just sounds hilarious to me for some reason. These music discs are played using a jukebox, and are found in chests in multiple different structures around the Minecraft world. Now Volume Beta is, like its cover suggests, a bit darker in tone. I first heard these songs when Minecraft released on Xbox One, and although I wasn't a big fan of them at the time, they've definitely grown on me. We still have happier sounding songs, however they all seem a bit off. Kinda twisted in a sense. The tracks are a bit lower in tone. It's definitely still Minecraft music, but we get the feeling that the mood has changed, or more accurately, evolved. Blind spots, Kyoto, and floating trees all highlight this slight shift in mood. As we move further down, the tracks get a bit more haunting in tone. Tracks like Kai and Biome Fest, although still happy sounding songs, almost have a spiritual like sound around them, with wind like howling being heard throughout the course of both tracks. However, the dark sound truly comes out in full force in the three tracks, Ballad of the Cats, Concrete Halls, and The End. Both Ballad of the Cats and Concrete Halls are representative of the Nether, and it really shows. Their slow, low sound really instills a sense of loss, uncertainty, and danger in the player. The End, however, is a bit more interesting. The track starts off innocent enough, the familiar sound of the titular track, Minecraft. However, something isn't right. As it plays, it becomes more distorted, broken up, before finally breaking. The rest of the track continues on in a similar fashion. Periods of calm, broken up by the sudden distortion of what exactly? Well, that's up for debate. However, in my mind, as it's titled The End, this track almost feels like a representation of the void in audio form. The eternal darkness that ultimately consumes the player when you defeat the Ender Dragon at the end of the game. But you didn't think I was gonna finish on such a dark note, did you? No. The true highlight of this album is this. Alpha, an incredibly powerful and momentum-driven song that was the original inspiration for this video. This 10-minute long song is what I believe to be the best way to represent Minecraft in musical form. It's simple in nature, but creates so much emotion and nostalgia just listening to it. This one track is Minecraft. Simple, beautiful, and something that, although may seem mundane on the surface, was able to capture the hearts and minds of so many players around the world. Minecraft is a truly special thing, and its soundtrack no less. It may not be the greatest soundtrack of all time, but it's perfect in one sense. It's perfect for Minecraft. So I'd like to close this video with a simple thank you. A thank you to you the viewer for listening to me ramble on for so long, and a thank you to C418 for creating a soundtrack that will never fail to instill a sense of joy and nostalgia, not just in me, but millions of others around the world.